The worst drought risk in the United States. Scientists say a situation like the worst drought in Western America's history has reemerged. Researchers are calling it the mega drift, or drought, and they say it has covered the region since 2000. Climate change is causing rising temperatures, but it has made drought more severe. Some researchers are more cautious and say that it will be premature to call the situation in the region a mega drought. What is a mega drought? According to a new research paper, mega Darwat in North America means a situation spanning decades that could lead to some long and severe periods that have not been observed in the 19th and 20th centuries. The authors of this magazine have said that 40 years of drought have arrived in Western America from the beginning of the 9th century until 2018. There were 4 of these periods that metaphorically met the mega drought. They came in the 9th, 12th, 13th, and 16th centuries.
The authors of this magazine have said that 40 years of drought have arrived in Western America from the beginning of the 9th century until 2018. There were 4 of these periods that metaphorically met the mega drought. They came in the 9th, 12th, 13th, and 16th centuries. How did the researchers find out what the situation was like in the past? The most important factor in this study is the tree trunks that estimate the moisture found in the soil over the past 1200 years.
How did the researchers find out what the situation was like in the past? The most important factor in this study is the tree trunks that estimate the moisture found in the soil over the past 1200 years. A team of experts has been able to estimate this from other evidence as well. Among them are the trunks of trees that usually grew on the banks of the river in the medieval period, in the 13th century during the hardest days of famine that civilizations were forced to migrate from their ruins or remnants and dry lakes. The accumulated sand and clay that make me aware of the abundance of forest fires during the drought. What did this research reveal? When researchers compared the worst 19-year situation in the past to the soil moisture record from 2000 to 2018, it became clear to them that 3 of the last 4 megadroughts were present. More serious than the 4th worst famine in history, between 1575 and 1603, was the most severe in terms of its magnitude, but there is not much difference between the recent famine and the famine of the 16th century. According to Dr. Park William, a professor at Columbia University in New York and the head of the study, the situation is exactly the same as it was in the first 4 decades of the Mojo drought. In fact, the last 20 years are like the first 20 years of the worst famine in the past, he said. Reduced water levels in lakes. Is the current famine a natural phenomenon or is it due to climate change? The authors of this research magazine say that the current drought or famine is natural, but that climate change has intensified it. In this case, the effects of the seasons El Niño and La Niña also have a major impact.